Okay, let us continue offering better solutions for the TRB Polytechnic easy paper. Few more problems. So we'll try to offer maximum possible solution today itself. Okay, so we can't make all the problems solutions for all the problems today itself. Okay, anyway, the uploading will continue till the completion. Okay, right? So we can see the videos once updated. Okay, so then put your suggestions. Yes, let us get into the next interesting problem from the TRB paper. Yes, I can feel in the 1 mark itself, people might have felt the paper is little tough. It's not tough. It's well connected to the fundamental. Okay, that's all. Yes, that's the next problem. Representing CMOS logic gate. Okay, what gate it is. So in CMOS inverter, as I suggested earlier, the top rail connected to VDD, the bottom rail is connected to the ground. So this is representing logic 1, this is representing logic 0. That's all. Okay, so what are the data here connected? This is B data. And what are the data connected here? It's A data. What are the data coming here? A data. What are the data coming here? B data. So how do you feel this network? So you have a pull-up network consisting of two PMOS switches. You have a pull-down. So with respect to Y, how to decide? Okay, so the top is the pull-up. This is your pull-up, and this is your pull-down. Okay, so the pull-down network switches are in series. And the beauty of the logic gate design using CMOS is this. Okay, so it's complementary. Not only your transistors. Okay, pull up also complementary to pull down, or pull down is a complementary to pull up. How, in what way it is complementary? If pull down switches are in series, pull up switches are going to be in parallel. Reverse also true. If pull up switches are in series, pull down switches will be in parallel. In this case, pull down switches are in, pull up switches are in parallel. So pull down switches will be in what? Series. Okay, so you play for either pull down or play for pull up. With that, you will get the answer. Okay, play for 1 or play for 0. Okay, you will get the answer. Say for example, so let me go by pull down network. So let me feel like I have a pull up resistor. So this is VDD. Instead of PMOS, I'll have a pull up resistor, then have two NMOS transistors. Okay, so two NMOS transistors. Let me connect this way. So with this itself, we can conclude the problem. Okay, so this is excited by binary signal A, digital signal A, another one excited by B. So there are two NMOS transistors, NMOS switches, let me say. Okay, they are functioning only as a switch. Yes, now go for the output Y. That's easy. Whatever you conclude, you can conclude same way for the pull-up network also. So when a CMOS design is given, you can help yourself, okay, by playing only with respect to the NMOS. Okay, so keep your pull-up as a resistor. Okay, so this pull-up resistor only replaced later by PMOS arrangement. So we design either pull down first or pull up first by keeping a resistor. Then once pull down is implemented, then we'll complement the switches. The active high switches becomes what? Active low switches. Active high in series means active low switch is going to be in parallel. That's how we go for the pull-up network design. Okay, in any CMOS logic gate. Now, what is the signal here? A. What is the signal here? B. So what is the logic play? It's A, B, and this is Y. Okay, now your NMOS switches are active high switches. They demand one to turn on. So only when both turns on, Y will be connected to the logic 0. Only when both are 1, Y will be connected to logic 0. If any one or both are off, okay, so A and B are 0, 0 means both are off. Okay, if it is 0, these are active high switches. Remember, if the input is logic 1, they turn on. That means they serve as a closed switch. Okay, active high switches. Both are. Okay. So they are looking for one to turn on. So only when both are on, Y will be connected to logic 0. So both are 1, it's 0. Rest of the combinations of AB 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 output will be not pulled down. It is automatically, none of them in on condition means automatically there is no current. The current is 0. No current is means there is no current mean there is no loss across R, then Y will be connected to the VDD. The VDD is analog. In digital, it is logic 1. So Y is 1. So for the rest of the combination. So who is the logic gate implementing this Boolean function as a function of A and B? So what is Y as a function of A and B? The Boolean variables, the input excitation. Yes, that is your answer. What is the answer? It has to be A dot B the whole bar. Okay, that's a NAND logic. Okay, that's a NAND logic. Okay, that's a NAND CMOS. Okay, 2 CMOS NAND solution. Okay, a well appreciated invention or solution we can say. Yes, the right choices. 2 input NAND. Okay, you try. Okay, playing for the PMOS. Okay, so replace pull down by a resistor and replace your pull up resistor by the PMOS switches. Let me try. Okay, the result is going to be the same. So hereafter, if you're not aware of this logic, okay, stick to this logic. So if we consider pull up, okay, so then if we club both, yes, same functionality is getting implemented in CMOS. So we are avoiding resistors, that's all. Okay, if I go with this pull up network and pull down resistor. So what we have is, we have VDD, 1 minute. So we have VDD, we have 2 PMOS switches connected in parallel. Both are sensing A and B. That's arrangement. So if you see the actual connection, this is how it is. Okay, so this is how the Y is connected. I'm just going like what is given. Yes, see the PMOS means the top will be source, bottom will be the drain. The 2 drains of PMOS transistors are connected to form your output Y. Okay, and A and B are the input excitations. So here this is given as a B and this is given as a A. Swapping the inputs A and B is not an issue. Okay, now feel like you don't have a pull down network, you feel like a pull down resistor. You can play like this also. The result is same. It's a pull down resistor and pull up PMOS switches. Now let us play and see what is the answer. Now tell me, I have A, B, and Y now. Okay, so, and remember, these are active low switches. That means the PMOS switches will get activated when the input signal is what? Low, that is logically 0. So now 0, 0, both the switches are enabled. Both the switches are on means Y will be connected to VDD, that is 1. That means if any one switch is on, Y will be connected to logic 1. So you talk about data passing from 1 to this. That means you're talking about pull up. Okay, so that means PMOS transistors are passing a strong 1 to the output. If any one PMOS is on, Y will be connected to 1. So here both are on. Here PMOS connected to A alone on. Okay, I'm not talking about that in detail. So PMOS sensing A is on, but PMOS sensing B is off now, but A alone is on is enough. Data will pass through the A and B is in off condition. Okay, there is B PMOS in off condition, but no problem, Y will be 1. So if any one of the input is 0, any one of the PMOS will turn on and connect logic 1 to the output Y. So 0, 1, 1, 0 is also going to be 1. So then both are 1, 1 means both the PMOSs are in off condition. When both the PMOSs are in off condition, VDD cannot be connected to Y. Then it's like it's a VDD. So here we have a complete open. And then here R alone is connected to Y. So that means no current. And therefore Y is going to sense open circuit ground. So that's a logic 0. Yes, it is also going to implement the same table. Yes. Okay, that's a learning. When you have a CMOS, it's your choice either to play for NMOS combination or for the PMOS combination. So both will give the same logic table, truth table. With that, you can quickly conclude it is a NAND logic. So that's how you need to help yourself. So you can partition the problem into simple thing. Okay, so either go with NMOS structure or PMOS structure. Along with that, you consider one resistor acting as a pull up or pull down. Okay. That's a easy problem. The next one, yes, that's a real standard problem. In fact, one of the interesting stuff I used to begin in digital logic, especially using the transmission switches. Okay, so what we have is there's a transmission switch 0, let me say. There's a transmission switch 1, let me say. What is a transmission switch? Yes, we should know that. Okay, it's a transmission gate, TG, or transmission switch we call. So it is very simple. So what we have is a PMOS and NMOS. So this is your PMOS and this is your NMOS. So it is going to have a drain and source. It's also going to have drain and source. I'm going to just connect them together. That's all. So this is the one terminal. This is the another terminal. This is what exactly a transmission gate or transmission switch. What is the benefit of the transmission switch? So what we're going to have here means we're going to have a data. So data in, and this is going to be the data out. A simple function of a transmission switch I'm talking about first. The data in may be 0 or 1. Data out should be 0 or 1. It's a switch, that's all. So by giving a 0 for this, I'll give 1 for this at the same time. At the same time, I will enable both PMOS and what? NMOS. I will enable both PMOS and NMOS. If I enable both PMOS and NMOS in the switch, irrespective of the data, whatever I have, okay, the data will pass, okay, strongly to the output. The data will pass strongly to the output. If the data is 0, my NMOS will take care of passing 0 to the output, because NMOS is having a, okay, character of passing a strong 0. Suppose if the data is 1, PMOS will take care of passing a strong 1 to the output. So it's basically a data switch. It is capable of passing a data from input to output. Yes, PMOS is a strong passer of 1, weak passer of 0. NMOS is a strong passer of 0, weak passer of 1. Okay, therefore, we have to shunt two switches. So depending on what data you have, the PMOS and NMOS will take care of passing the data as it is to the output. That's exactly the TS0 and TS1 are doing. Okay, so here S is the probably in control line or enable line. So here what we have is, he said S bar. So we need to assume there is a NOT gate. Okay, so then this is how the connection is made. So now we can play comfortably. Okay, yes, let us play. What we have now is let S is equal to 0. We'll see what is going to happen in this. Let me have a copy of this. So that we can play for the two conditions very easily. Okay. So then we'll see what is the functionality implemented by this transmission gate arrangement. Now let me go with S is equal to 0. S equal to 0 I am giving. S equal to 0 means this is going to become 1. That's S bar. So this is 1. So the NMOS is sensing 1. This PMOS is sensing 1. And this is S. It's connected to S. So connection is not given. Okay. So assume there is a physical connection. S is 0. So here also it is 0. So that means the transmission switch S0 or transmission gate S0 is the PMOS is sensing 0, NMOS is sensing 0, mean this is going to be in on state. And here the PMOS is sensing 1, NMOS is sensing 0, this is going to be in off state. So off state means it's completely high impedance state. It's open, Y and this are not connected. Okay, there is a high impedance state. Shortly I call it as his state, high impedance state. So Y is connected only to this. That means Y is connected to D0. The point is this: when S is equal to 0, output Y is connected to D0. Then we'll see what happens if S is equal to 1. So let me give S is equal to 1. This is 1 and S bar is going to become 0. So this is 0 and this is 0. So this situation TS0 will go off because PMOS is sensing 1 and NMOS is sensing 0. This will go off. So this wire is going to be in high impedance state. Okay, so Y is not connected to the D0 completely. The switch is off, completely high impedance state connection. And now what is happening to TS1? TS1 PMOS is sensing 0. It is on. PMOS is on. NMOS is also on. So TS1 is completely in on. It's ready to follow any data D1 is holding. So D1 passes toward Y comfortably. So Y is equal to D1 when S is equal to 1. So that's a functionality. What is the functionality? The functionality is this. The functionality is I have S and I have output Y. Shortly, let me save the small letter. When S equal to 0, Y follows D naught. When S is equal to 1, Y follows D1. So that resembles the functionality of, that's an ideal symbol for a 2 to 1 mux. So we say this is the output. So here, this is 0 selection, this is 1 selection. If the selection line is S is referring selection line. So selection line, and this is your input data I0, input data 1. Instead of that, he has given D0 and D1. Okay, data 0 and data 0. So what is this? So that's exactly when S equal to 0, Y is connected to I0. So you can feel like this actually. So what you have is, that's arrangement. Okay, this is your switch. Selection line is controlling that switch. Selection line is controlling that switch. Let me take this way. So we have a switch. So as per the setup given, we have a data D0, we have a data D1. This is more meaningful realization. So the switch will be connected. So if it is 0, it is connected here. If it is 1, it will be connected here. Who is that? 0, 1, S is your control command. So if S is 0, Y is connected to D0. If S is 1, Y is connected to what? D1. That's exactly a 2 to 1 mux fundamental. Okay, implemented by using transmission gates. Okay, so yes, that's your answer. What is the answer? Whatever you are feeling, that's your answer. Yes, we can say it's a multiplexer. Inverting multiplexer also given in the options. No. Okay, so we are getting the input data as it is. So it's a transmission gate based multiplexer. Okay, that's a very beautiful design. Why it is beautiful? A 2 to mux functionality can be implemented just by using one inverter and two transmission gates. So it's a one inverter means, you know, it is one CMOS. This is taking another CMOS. This is taking another CMOS. So that's the beauty of the design. It's a 3 CMOS. Yes, that's the beauty of this mux. A 2 to 1 mux implemented using only 3 CMOS. If you go by the functionality, assuming AOI implementation, okay, if you go by AOI implementation, you'll feel the cost is more. Okay, cost of the implementation is more. Okay, and this is going to involve less cost and also going to give the most important high impedance state. When Y is connected to D0 and there is a high impedance state between D1 and Y. When Y is connected to D1, there is a high impedance state between Y and D0. High impedance state offered only by transmission switches. Okay. And this is probably the problem we discussed a little earlier. If both PMOS and NMOS goes off, what happens? But he asked that in the CMOS inverter, not in this 2 to 1 mux. Okay, right? So therefore, there we have given the ideal answer for that problem. So both the MOS transistors will go off. Yes, exactly, that's high impedance state. You will see that high impedance state only here. Okay, in either you will see the high impedance state in tri-state buffer. So exploiting little modification of tri-state buffer only we made. Okay, our 2 to 1 mux. Okay, so tri-state buffer is implemented by using transmission gates only. Okay, that is going to involve one transmission gate, one NOT gate. Okay, one transmission gate, one NOT gate will make a tri-state buffer. Okay, so you try. Okay, so it is going to pass the data as it is if it is enabled. If it is not enabled, it is going to be in high impedance state. Okay, yes, that's a logic. That's another interesting problem in digital. Okay, so two problems we have discussed. Both are a function of PMOS and NMOS. One, 2 input logic gate, another one a 2 input mux. Okay, and output is connected to any one of the 2 inputs. Yes, with this, let me conclude this video. Thanks for watching. We'll upload one more video soon.